Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in. And happy Monday to you all. You already know it's time to kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. If you prioritize yourself, you are going to save yourself. How are you doing? It's time to check in with yourself and your mental health like you're going to the doctor. What are your vitals? Are you feeling more encouraged each day to get up and make it happen? Or do you feel a little sluggish and unmotivated and uninspired to move? Are you hopeful for the future and excited about the possibilities ahead? Or are you sitting in a pit of despair, ruminating about the past, replaying disappointment and trapped in your own mind? The health of our mind matters, and it starts with identifying the issues and finding the best solutions, like reflection, self-care, spiritual guidance, and rejuvenation of the things that bring you passion. Now on to today's show. First up, we get a really cool look inside the largest national boat show in Miami. That's right, our transportation expert, Mike Caudell, brings us the latest trends and hottest models of boats and yachts. Then it's Money Monday with Foster Financial, and they are here to discuss the benefits of long-term care insurance. And later, we are counting down to the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show that's starting on Thursday, and revisit the popular Twiggy the Squirrel. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
From luxury yachts to personal watercraft and a diverse range of marine products, the demand for boats, watercraft, and boating accessories is experiencing a remarkable surge. And right now, the world's largest boat and yacht show is taking place in Miami, Florida. National transportation and marine expert Mike Caudell is here to give us a look inside. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning, and thanks for having me on. You know what? Welcome to the Miami International Boat Show. You're right. This is one of the largest boating and yachting shows in the world. I'll give you some hard numbers right off the top. There will be more than 100,000 people that come down here to the convention center and travel through the marinas, checking out some of the hottest boats. There will be more than 1,000 boats and 1,000 brands here at the show, but it's all about what the economic impact is of the marine industry right now, sitting at about $59 billion here in the United States. It's one of the largest industries that we have. And here are some of the hot boats that people are talking about this week down here in Miami. This is the Aviara, and I'm talking about the brand before the boats. They've only been around 5 years. This is an American-made story. They offer super high-end Italian-inspired boats, but they're handcrafted right here in the U.S. They have this open rear transom that will drop down on both sides, releasing this sun deck to give you a lot more real estate to hang out on the back of your boat. Now, this one is the AV28, and this is the big news. It's their smaller boat, but this is actually in partnership with their sister company, Mastercraft Boats, where you will now be able to wakeboard and wake surf behind your boat. You're looking at a price tag of about $250,000 to start with that AV28, and they'll offer it in 4 different trim levels. Now, there's nothing more iconic in the marine industry than Chris Craft, and they'll be celebrating their 150th anniversary down here in Miami. This is the Calypso 32, and this is made out of fiberglass, but back in 1861, when the brand first came to market, they were made out of wood. This is a look at what the commemorative 150th anniversary edition will look like. On the inside, they will have teak on the outside. On the inside, beautiful stitching with that Chris Craft name. Now, we have to talk a little bit, Jessica, about the technology down here in Miami as well. Yamaha had a big press conference showing off their new hydrogen motor called the H2. We talk about sustainability in the auto industry. We're now talking about sustainability in the marine industry. It will have 3 canisters that power this boat just like gasoline. They'll use hydrogen with 450 horsepower. And speaking of technology, one of the coolest things here at the show is actually this watch on my wrist. It's by Garmin, and it connects via Bluetooth to your center console unit. So it gives you critical data all on your watch, like mapping and charting details, fish finder, depth, and more. It's a great feature that marine adventurers can put on their wrist whenever they're out on the water. By the way, they also launch in this 4K multi-display monitor. It's pretty amazing. All right, I got a couple more boats for you, and we'll close it out. This is awesome. It's a company up in Maine. It's called the Sabre 28 Salon Express. This is all about Northeastern hand-built quality. Look at this in the manufacturing facility. It's all about workmanship, craftsmanship. A lot of wood with these boats. That's the Northeastern feel. And you'll see a massive chef's galley on the inside, a massive estate room as well. And you can see the wood accents on the inside. Sticker price right around $3.8 million. My personal pick here at the show is this one. It's called the Lazara, and this is the LSX 67. 67 is the feet of this boat, so you're looking at that. It'll come in a special edition midnight blue color. You can entertain up on the bow of this boat, but that transom opens up on the rear. I love this feature. That sun deck becomes a massive platform for you to hang out in. It's all about modern, contemporary customization with the 67 from Lazara. Your sticker price, you ready for this, Jessica?
How much?
$6 million. And I will close it out with this. The largest boat I could find for you here at the show is this one. This is a mega yacht called Victorious. It has an incredible storied history. The original owner ran out of funds to build it, and it was sold eventually to 3 owners down the road. It moved from boatyard to boatyard, and they finally got it completed for $120 million. It has a helipad, a swimming pool on the inside, a massive sauna, a beach cabana area on the back, and it's all about opulence and luxury with it. By the way, if you wanted to rent it out, Jessica, it's going to cost you about $933,000 a week, and it comes with a crew of 21 members. So that's everything happening down here in Miami, Jessica.
Yes, wow, that is incredible. I mean, first off, that midnight blue boat is so sleek, and it's like, I love it. So those big boats that you named, those really expensive ones, people can buy them at this show.
Yeah, so I think that's what's unique about this show. Given that it's the largest boat show in the world, what makes it unique is that there are entry-level boats here as well. You want to look at brands like Monterey, Chaparral, Sea Ray, Hurricane. They are all here. Those are all brands that are going to sell boats that start anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 all the way up over $100,000. So the beauty in this show is that there's really something for everyone if you're in the market for a boat.
And I know that there's so much festivities, so many festivities happening there, from music and entertainment and food, so people can walk, browse, and kind of have a good time. So tell me, what can people actually see in person with the boats? Are they able to step on board or just look from the outside?
No, I mean, that's the best part, is there are ladders behind every single boat here on the show floor, and consumers are going inside and interacting with the boats in a non-pressured environment. I think that's what's great, is you can go to the dealer to learn more about those boats, but you can literally go from boat booth to boat booth and find and identify the boat that makes the most sense for you. And that's what's great about it, right? Is that you can spend quality time on these boats, really getting a good feel for the one that makes the most sense.
Okay, but the top question is, that last Victorian boat, is that their present? That $120 million boat?
I know, right? Well, the interesting part is that they did the final assembly in Turkey, and it has traveled all over the world. That's what makes it so unique. I mean, this is an actual big-scale vessel, right? I mean, it takes 21 people to crew this, and all of the, I mean, it's a little city. You have everything that you need on this one boat, and that price of $933,000 a week to rent, holy smokes, it's going to take a couple bucks to own that one.
Right, exactly. Well, big dreams, only in our imaginations. But thank you so much, Mike, for sharing the variety of boats that people can look at, buy from the International Miami Boat Show. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jessica.
Bye-bye. And if you'd like more information about the International Miami Boat Show, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It's time for Money Monday, where we focus on providing women with current information to help make sound financial and retirement decisions. And joining me now is Caleb Doan, the Vice President of Foster Financial. Good morning, Caleb.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about long-term care insurance. I mean, this is something that's quite interesting that impacts everyone, but why women in particular?
Yeah. So, I mean, women in particular, long-term care insurance, first off, is nursing home insurance. So it's insurance that will pay out a certain benefit if you were to need to go into a nursing facility. And it impacts women specifically because, one, women are more likely to go into a nursing facility at some point in their lives. And two, women typically spend longer in a nursing facility on average than men.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, is that because of life expectancy or women living longer?
Yeah, that's certainly one of the reasons. Another one, I think, is just because, at least in my experience, women seem to be a little bit more dynamic than men, and so they get put in a new environment, they're able to assimilate, make friends, change their routine. I feel like us guys are a little more, hey, this is my routine. If you're putting me in a new place, you know, sometimes they're not able to adapt as well.
Okay.
So, and because of that, a lot of times women are spending a lot more on long-term care over the course of their lives. So, I mean, nursing facilities can be extremely expensive. I mean, upwards of $10,000 a month to be in a nursing facility. And so that's where the long-term care insurance comes into play. Traditional long-term care is where you just pay a certain premium every single month or every single year. It's kind of like car insurance. If you need it, if you go into a nursing facility, it's there. They have agreed to pay out a specific amount every single month for a specific period of time.
Okay.
But if you don't use it, then you don't get your premium back, right? You've paid it just like your car insurance. You're not getting anything back if you don't get in an accident. One of the big providers of long-term care insurance is a company called Genworth. They were really big. I mean, 15, 20 years ago, they wrote a lot of these policies. And that insurance company has sort of been downgraded a little bit in their overall ratings, which means their kind of financial footing has dropped a little bit. Basically, they somewhat miscalculated how many people were going to use these policies. And so a couple years ago, they sent out a letter, basically said, hey, we have to increase rates on people, so they increase premiums. And then just recently, within the last 3 or 4 months, they sent out another letter to people saying that, hey, we've requested to increase rates again. And so we've gotten, calls from different people asking, hey, I've got this letter in the mail from, a policy a previous advisor sold me or whatever it might be. And they're kind of asking questions, how would this affect them? The important thing to know is that a new rate increase has not been approved yet by the Indiana Department of Insurance.
Okay.
When insurance companies want to raise rates like that, on a policy like a long-term care policy, they have to get approval from the state of Indiana first off. And so the wording in the letter, it kind of seems like, hey, we're increasing rates, go ahead and lower your policy amount or whatever it might be. But it's important to know the state of Indiana has not approved a rate increase yet. It might still come in the future, but I wanted to kind of mention that for people.
Right, yeah, and this Genworth company is one of many who offer the long-term care insurance. So is this something that will take place across the board? Will all companies hop on the rate increase, or is it optional for them to pump it up?
Yeah, so they have to meet certain financial requirements for like the state of the Department of Insurance for Indiana to even approve a rate increase. You have to be on somewhat poor financial footing in order for the state of Indiana to say, yes, we're going to allow you to increase rates so that basically you don't go under. So if other insurance companies, another one out there is Mutual of Omaha, who kind of writes some of these policies, if they're on better financial footing, they're not necessarily able to just go raise rates for all of their policies. There has to be a reason for the Indiana Department of Insurance to actually approve a rate increase. And so a lot of times when a rate increase does get approved, it'll go out to everyone and say, hey, if you want to keep your same coverage that you have, you're actually going to have to increase your premium payments by 50%. You were paying $1,000 a year, now you need to pay $1,500 a year just to keep the same coverage. And then they'll give other options of, okay, well, if you keep your premium the same, then your coverage is going to lower, all that kind of stuff. So if people get these, it's a big decision to make
Right.
of, okay, how much coverage do I actually need? How much can I afford to pay? And so it could be a good time to kind of get advice from outside counsel to see what's going to make the most sense for you.
Right. And when people get this long-term care insurance, is it something that they can possibly get through their current insurance of other things? Let's say their life insurance. Is it the same type of insurance company that gives it, or are these unique, specific to long-term care?
Yeah, usually the insurance companies that do long-term care will also do other types of
Okay.
insurance. So like Mutual of Omaha, they do other types of insurance as well. But not every insurance company that offers regular whole life or term does long-term care. So it just kind of depends, which way you're going with that. But there's not a ton of insurance companies that are offering these traditional long-term care policies anymore, because there's just a lot of claims on them, more than what these insurance companies were anticipating. So they're not as profitable for the insurance companies, not as many are offering them.
That's crazy. Okay, so the biggest takeaway is if you get a letter, don't freak out yet, because
Right.
there's processes and steps. And then number two, to consult with a financial advisor to make sure that what they're proposing makes sense for you and your well-being.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, well, thank you so much, Caleb.
Thank you.
And as you guys know, Foster Financial is here to help women plan for retirement. So you can give them a call at the number below for a free consultation, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Right now, it is such an honor to be able to interview the star of the show, Twiggy the skiing squirrel. Hi, Chuck.
How's it going? Yeah, no, I'm not Twiggy.
Right. He's not Twiggy. This is Chuck Best, and he is the handler for Twiggy and the owner of this whole movement.
Yes.
So this is very fascinating to me. Please share, what does Twiggy the squirrel do?
So Twiggy is the only water skiing squirrel in the world.
Really?
She's been water skiing now for 44 years. It was a family business that my parents started back in 1979.
Wow, the only.
Only.
What a dynamic. How exclusive is Twiggy? And I've seen videos of Twiggy skiing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see her skiing live, but tell me, how did you even get a squirrel to ski?
So it's just like training any animal. They're super smart. People don't understand squirrels are actually very intelligent. Yes, they might get lost trying to get across the street, but they are very smart animals. I can tell you things that they do at home as far as like get into everything. If they smell something, I had nuts in my cabinet, and they found those nuts
And open the cabinet?
and almost opened the cabinet. They tried to chew in.
Right.
But they're just very smart animals, and teaching them is just like training any animal. Just getting them positive reinforcement.
Right, and so this whole movement behind her skiing is to provide water safety. So share with me about that message.
So back in '96, my dad lost his life in a boating accident.
I'm so
He's the
sorry.
one that started this, all as a joke. And well, when he lost his life, my mom put a life jacket on the squirrel, started promoting water safety. And then now Twiggy is the spokes animal for the Wear It campaign, promoting water safety to make sure everyone wears their life jackets.
Yeah.
So accidents like that happen with my dad won't happen to everyone else.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so I know that you all are sponsored by Progressive, and so you have these cute little skis over here, and this is what Twiggy skis on?
Yes.
these boats.
And we just added now to the show, we have 2 squirrels skiing at the same time sometimes as well. So it's definitely quite the act.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy in these waters. And so the whole message behind the water safety, though, share more with me. So how do you communicate that message through this whole demonstration?
We try to do it in a positive way. We basically are just putting the life jacket on the squirrel. I have a skit with a little squirrel tail on it with a life jacket on that someone puts on in the middle of the show.
Okay.
And just doing it in a positive way to make sure that people are aware that wearing a life jacket is a positive thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you go around nationally, sometimes internationally,
Yep, sometimes.
and promote this show, how does the audience react? I'm sure that it's a whole party. I'm sure they're very amazed.
It's funny because like you go to the show and I watch the audience, just as Twiggy goes onto the skis. I've even had kids rolling on the floor laughing, but even a 40, 50-year-old man rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
So it's unique. It really is. It's not very. it's not very like often you get to see an entertaining act
Right.
that is diverse, where
Yeah.
it's all ages are like, oh man, I have to see this.
Right,
So
yes.
it really is great to see, and just all the smiles that I get to see every week.
Yeah, I'm sure. And to have this business for over 40 years is just such an amazing milestone. And Twiggy is so cute and so calm.
Oh, she is.
You know,
She's my
like
little
I'm just
baby.
like, oh my goodness, it's so incredible. So tell me about the show that people can expect. So when Twiggy hits the water and jet skiing over here, like what's the excitement? What's the show about?
So every show's different.
Okay.
It's kind of fun because Twiggy makes the show. She gets on the skis and off the skis all by herself. Everyone's like, oh, she strapped it. No, you got to watch the show. She gets on the skis.
Really?
And if she doesn't want to water ski, she doesn't water ski. And she will tell you. But usually as far as when she's water skiing, sometimes she's pruning herself. Sometimes she's antsy looking around, especially in a new environment.
Okay.
And then sometimes she's pulling off tricks and jumping into the boat as well.
Oh, I'm so excited to see Twiggy ski. Seriously, like this is so amazing. And Chuck, you know, I really love your story and I appreciate you sharing it and really just using a traumatic experience to provide so much help and goodness for other people and awareness for this cause.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's something that's really close to my heart, so it really makes it well worth my time.
Yeah, well, thank you. And stay tuned for Twiggy as Twiggy hits the water as she jet skis. We'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can always catch up on full episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. If you prioritize yourself, you're going to save yourself. So make it a fantastic Monday, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.